Relationships have always fascinated me. Why they work, why they don't work, and what people think about them. This is a series of discussions on relationships, and in this episode we discuss the dreaded prenup. Marriage is essentially a business deal. It's the merger of two corporations to make one. The plan is to merge for life, but plans don't always work out the way you want. And when that happens, it's nice to have an exit strategy.
My name is Kelly Chang Rickert, and I'm a certified family law specialist. It's sort of a glorified divorce lawyer. If I were to give a percentage, a whopping 75% of people get divorced within the first 5 years. So I have a lot of people that come in, they don't have children, they were married for a year or two, it's not working out, cut the ties. I would say that's like 50% maybe. Very quickly, they know it's not gonna work out. They met them on the internet, a year later, divorce.
This is Kelly. Yep.
So the second group would be like the 8 to 12 year group. They have children, there's distancing. That's been happening for 10 years. And then one person cheats. Or maybe one person just wants out, I don't know. But that's the second group, and that would comprise about 40%. The last 10%, I would say run the gamut. I've had a couple divorce after 60 years. You know, and the joke there is, why are you waiting this long? Oh, we wanted to wait till the children were dead. You know, it's another common divorce attorney joke.
Do I have any mail today? No mail today. Okay,
you know, a lot of people going through a divorce, I think the biggest roadblock they have is the emotional crap. They come to a lawyer and they want to unleash, but the truth is, lawyers can't help with feelings. Actually, we're really bad at that. I'm horrible with feelings. Usually I'll have my assistant make some referrals to a mental health professional before they come see me. And that way, when they're calm, they can talk to me about the law and options on how to proceed.
We've been sharing this apartment together. I thought it was understood that we would both pay for it. Now she's not working, so she's basically a stay-at-home mom with no kids. She just watches Netflix and yeah, I kind of want to just get it over with.
Yeah, I'm sure that's terrible to deal with, and especially under the law. If you are the supporting spouse during the marriage, there is an obligation for you to support them after. So the longer you stay in this marriage, the longer you're going to have to pay alimony, especially if she's not working.
I've been paying all of our bills for the past year.
Yeah, it's the law. So you should have seen me before to get a prenup.
I should have signed a prenup.
Yeah.
Great. Cool.
Yeah, the longer you support somebody that doesn't work, the longer you're gonna have to support them after. It's kind of counterintuitive.
Is asking for a prenup too much? Is bringing the law into a relationship a romance killer or a sensible precaution?
Dave asked me for a prenuptial agreement, and stop laughing.
No,
because I'm getting annoyed now. See? Honesty in a relationship.
I don't see any real place for a prenuptial agreement except for those special circumstances where there's either very disproportionate amount of wealth that's brought into the relationship, or there's some key items that were intended to stay with a family.
Anytime you bring in a prenup, you bring in this idea, or you set up a foundation for distrust right out of the gate. So whether you're in the marriage or not, it kind of doesn't matter, because you're going in with a prenup, which means you're going in with one foot on a banana peel anyway. You're telling the other person that it's not really to be, this marriage that I'm about to engage in isn't really to be trusted that it's going to last.
I think that divorce is so messy and so expensive, and actually in reality divorce happens so often. And so if one was just being a completely rational being, they would say a prenup would actually make a lot of sense.
You go into a marriage with the best of intentions of learning to trust the person even more than you think you already trust them. But being, burned once or having gone through a divorce, I thought I knew that person.
It almost was a deal breaker. It caused a rift between us, but it's, as it went on, I mean, he had been married before, so I understand, he had more assets than I did he wanted to protect, but kind of opened up conversation. I eventually got over it.
I do see a huge necessity for prenups in certain circumstances. If you are uncertain about a marriage that you're entering into, and you recognize that you are the financially stable to the incompetent other, then yes, I totally wholeheartedly believe that you should get a prenup.
If you're going to do a prenuptial, though, what I'd like to see people add is some promises, not just about the financial ways they're going to handle the divorce, but the emotional ways. It might just slow people down in terms of how they behave after a divorce if not only have they worked out the money, but they've also agreed, we are going to mediate this divorce. We are not going to badmouth the other partner to our children, because we know that even if we make short-term gains that way, when couples do that, the children eventually get estranged from both parents, even the one who put them on the side.
Never get married without a prenup, and never get divorced in the state of California. Those are my two biggest pieces of advice to anybody.
I've clearly just been taken advantage of, and I don't really know what to do to... What do I do?
A better way to handle a prenup is when you mention it to them and you can both find lawyers that are part of this process. So instead of one party drafting and giving it to the other side, you can actually have a meeting collaboratively where you both agree to put things in the prenup and talk about it. That way there's no power imbalance.
A prenup isn't a bad thing. It's a device that can make one of the hardest decisions you'll make in your life a little more comfortable, getting married. And to make a hard decision you might have to make one day a little less painful, getting a divorce.